Last class, we covered 5 years in total quality management. Hope my voice is audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So last class we discussed that sort, set in order, shine, sustain, standardized, and sustain. 5 years principles, models related to total quality management. We discussed in that how we can sort it. All those things we discussed in last class, and we enter into block three, to quality engineering, like Taguchi's thoughts quality. We are no waste and rework. There is a model is there. No, we explained. Okay. So where we stopped in last session, if I guess, lost functionality. Now you can see this day one of day one and day nine. So here LSL and USL. So here least dissatisfaction, most satisfied. So here in day one you can see the fruit. No, day one is like it's like kachas. It's give some kind of no bitterness, and if day 3 onwards and day 7 it is fine, and day 9 it's going to be uh, out of control, like that. Even that it classified LSL and USL model, LSL and USL model. So here any product having loss function. Okay, you can see L is equals to K into X minus T square. So he proposed. So here, what is meant by X here? So here, what is meant by X? So particularly quality of characteristics denoted as X, and target value is T. Target value is T, and success of meeting large volume can be by calculated as X minus capital T. That is quality minus target value, X minus T. So here we can square it. That is the factor, we can square it. Then we'll get we can multiply with the K. What is the mean by K? The minimum loss. Minimum loss. Okay, so that is no, like what is K here? The cost coefficient. So we are going to get that total loss L. L is equals to K, that is called cost coefficient, into multiplied into that is quality minus target value whole square that you can get it that value. So he clearly explained that. So once we are no here, you can see uh, is there any no product. So waste will be there. That waste is calculated at LSL and USL. Previous session we studied LSL and USL. Okay, and no, like loss is equals to K into X minus T whole square, like that. So we can minimize the loss here. If if it is above LSL, or no, if it is not limited to LSL and it is in between LSL and USL, then only we'll get minimal loss. That's how he explained. Okay, so then you can see in parabola also loss, how it going to be. Okay, then quality loss function he described. So loss function means LSL, lower specification limit, upper specification limit. So there is a lower specification limit and upper specification limit. So here no loss is incurred whether the product is belongs to that lower specification limit and upper specification limit. And then no, here you can see clearly, you can see uh, it is lower specification limit LSL. Below that it is going to be waste. It's upper specification limit, it's going to be waste. Like I can say it's a product lifetime, when it's going to be started and when it is going to be expired. So based on that, that should be the product should becomes within that range, LSL and LSL and USL range. So next, types of quality loss function here. nominal better approach. Nominal better approach. Here, you can see LSL and USL already we have seen. Small better approach. Small better approach means, so here quality, whenever quality characteristics with comparing with the loss, time it permit, you can see term permit. So once it is crosses the time, that is the quality characteristics, again huge loss going to be incurred. That is called small better approach. Next, large better approach. Initially the amount will be high, then the quality characteristics is also reduced. So larger approach. So initial investment is high, then once no we are producing that number of goods, then automatically quality characteristics are improved. So here we can so what are the advantages of their quality loss function, like reduce the cost and the strengthening specific limit. So here Sony Corporation is there implementing this, and here what are the we are going to use that robust design method, two-step method, and matrix experiment, analysis of mean, that is anom, and analysis of variance ANOVA, and single to noise SN ratio. So here two-step verification matrix. So they'll form the matrix forms like experiment one, nozzle determine CO2 and observer. So matrix format. So here you can read these problems. 90% problem won't come at external exam. So here, if I keep on explaining this problem, it may be again we are running out of time here. Okay, so here, so it's all about the loss function, ninth unit. Next, 10th unit is reliability. So reliability. So here, what is meant by reliable? Reliability has gained increasing the importance of the last few years. Now we can say the product is reliable, reliable or not. We can check it. So even you can see in refrigerator, reliability test is conducted. This product is going to be used for 25 years. 30 years. From that reliability, we are measuring that quality of the duration of the product. So here reliability gain increase the importance of the last few years. Manufacturing organizations, even the government has civilized communities with recent communication. So here, what happened, reliability will get higher customer satisfaction, increase the sales, and improve safety, and decrease the warranty cost, and decrease the maintenance cost. So what is the reliability? The reliability of the product or system is defined the probability that the product will perform a required function under specific condition. That's very important. Under specific condition for a certain period. Now you can see bike. A bike will give the mileage of like 60 kmpl, 70 kmpl, 30 kmpl. Car, whenever we can say car. So car, they'll say that this car is giving the highest mileage, like 35 kmpl. So here 35 they mention, they'll have certain conditions are there. Specific conditions they need to satisfy. There is only ground surface, there is no hill stations, and that should be maintained under only one speed, like top speed is like 80 lock. So if you cross 80, the mileage is going to be decreased. Even if you decrease the speed like 60, like 70, the mileage is decreased like that. So meaning of reliability. So here the reliability is a product that was defined as probability that will be performed a required function under specified conditions certain period. So if we have a large number of items, we can test over time, and the reliability of the items as given RT is equals to number of supervisors at item T divided by number of item put test at a time T is equals to 0. So here, how we can measure that reliability? Concept of failure. So failure. So how we can identify the failure? So failure means test, retest, test, retest. So here, the failure is the event occurred at specific point of time. It is all not always possible to observe when failure occurs. This may especially be worse when functions is slowly determining, and function is dormitory. So here, primary failure, there are two kinds of failure: primary failure and secondary failure. So when it is not caused either directly or indirectly by failure, that fault of other element. Secondary failure, when it caused either directly or indirectly by failure or fault of other elements. So here, failures are happen, and then types of failure, then here, gradual failure, sudden failure. So gradual means, no, like progressively they failure the over period of time. So here, no, over period of time they failure. Sudden failure, like sudden failure, server down. Yesterday, Salesforce entire European market, Indian market, server is down. That is, server is down. Like Friday. Yesterday is Friday. So that is called sudden failure. So here, progressive failure, or heterogeneous failure, random failure. These three categories are there. So here, so once the failure is happened, all of sudden, we'll call as sudden failure. Okay. Next, here, what are the causes are there? Design defects, manufacturing, importer testing, and intermediate failure, and transition failure, wear out failure, hard or catastrophic failure, and soft failure, drift failure. So these are the failure types in manufacturing cases. So causes of failure. One second. Nana, Arnav, Nana, class తీసుకుంటానా? So, what are the causes of the failure? The failure causes. So, it might be different causes are there, like over current, over voltage, over temperature, connected incorrectly, a change in operating environment, manufacturing defect, like mechanical shocks, or mechanical stress, or radiation, or continuation packaging, connections, aging, and corruption, rusting, and like thermal runway, lose of no lot of thing, circuit damage, or internet failure, or fire accident. Lot of the things are there. So here there are several things are there. Once they get the failure in the product or system. Here, bathtub curve for product failure behavior. So bathtub, you can see the baby bathtub, or else even in Western culture, they'll have that no bathtub where they used to bath. So here, it is in the form of bathtub. Here, increase the failure rate, time framework. We need to see that in x-axis time framework, y-axis increase the increase failure rate. So here, in fact, mortality decrease the failure rate. Next, normal life, that is useful life or low constant failure, and end of the life, wear out, increasing the failure rate. So this is the bathtub model. So there are three components are there in that. So initially they'll have some a kind of highest failures. Okay, then when times is passing, normal time, that is usual life, that is low constant failure rate, and end of the life, wear out, increasing that failure rate. So these are the things are there. Next, modes of failure. There are certain modes are there, like failure by electric deflection, like electric shocks, and general yielding, and fractures. So these three components are there for modes of failure. And reliability and consumer satisfaction. So already we discussed reliability means the tested the item, the failure of items. So once reliability is there, so what is the customer satisfaction? So once product is going already tested quality, then we'll have the qualitative product, competence. They'll have good competence, credibility over the no product over the product, and courtesies. So courtesy. Then society, that is freedom from danger, risk, or doubt. Let's say, for example, related to this, you people may see that uh, like water heater at your home. So they did reliability test for water heater, electric water heater, electric water heater. So the tests are happen. They'll certify that this is reliable for shock proof. Shock proof. That means once you turn on your water, hot water at no in your home. So if it is not reliable, people may get shocked. The electricity is passed through water, passes through water. Then what happen? It get no shocked. Might be injuries, might be life threat is also happened. So once they perform the reliability, this product is reliable for 10 years, 10 years. Then they keep on within that range. They'll say that they'll give certain conditions. Every 1 year, you need to undergone for service by authorized people. Authorized people. They mention authorized people. Similarly, your gas. Your gas. It's called highly emerged areas, like emergency, I can say. Uh, Similarly, some kind of electrical wires, and it's reliable. Like even you can take if you can take any kind of electronic product or electrical product, they need to undergo the reliability test. By knowingly or not unknowingly, they are testing the reliability. Okay. Here they'll get that security also, access and the communication is also happen through reliability and understanding of that, and tangible uh, reliability and responsiveness. So these are the advantages which is related to customer satisfaction, which leads to customer satisfaction once reliability test is happened with that particular product. Next, we'll move on to relation between reliability and customer satisfaction. You can see customer satisfaction, they'll have the variable like suffer factor will call serve call. So in marketing, we'll call serve call model. Service quality model will call serve call means service quality model. Okay, there are certain called tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, and assurance, empathy. So these are the five factors. So H1 means hypothetical question. So H1, okay, H1, that is overall, all one, two, three, four, five aspects, overall satisfaction. And first, that tangibility. In that serve call, they'll test the tangibility and reliability. They'll test the reliability, responsiveness of the customer, and they'll test the responsibility of the test, and assurance and empathy. So serve call is very important. Most of the PhD research, like customer satisfaction, they'll use standard questions are there in serve call. They'll use that standard questions for further assistance, and they'll go with the survey with respect to serve call model. And majority of the researchers with respect to customer satisfaction, they'll go with serve call model, that is called service quality model. It consists of five components. They'll test the each and every component with respect to hypothesis, like customer satisfaction, tangibility of the visibility of the product, and reliability of the product, durability, and responsiveness of the product, and assurance of the product, and empathy of the product. Okay. Next, component and system reliability. So component and system reliability. We have the components in series like R, P union X. That's called, okay. They'll give that kind of thing. You can, for example, you can see that components. One is connected to two, two is connected to, and so on, three, and connected to C. So here reliability, what happened, reliability of the system is probability that one unit succeeded with unit 2 and succeeded with on all other unit system, to show that units, it box units and succeeded with the system succeeded. So here reliability test is going to happen like this. Next, we'll see that, okay, this is also not necessary. Okay, like failure analysis, we'll move on to failure analysis. So failure analysis is a process of analyzing component data. That component itself determine the reasons, okay, degraded performance or capacity failure and component during the component manufacturing. testing during the incoming inspection, or often delivery to the customer. So here, types of failure analysis. So there are failure analysis. There are certain types: cause and consequences analysis, checklist, event tree analysis, FEMA, FEMA, that is failure model effects analysis, failure modes and effects and critically analysis, fault tree analysis, and human reality, reliability, hazard operational analysis, fault tree analysis, and preliminary hazard analysis, relative ranking, safety review, what if or checklist analysis, and what if analysis. So there are certain failure effects. Failure effects analysis is began in the 1940s in US military. So failure modes are affected to analysis of FEMA, FEMEA. So is step-by-step approach identifying possible failure in design, manufacturing, or assembly process, product or service. It common process analysis tool, failure model. So failure modes. So what kind of, that means the way or modes which something might be failed and failure or errors, especially affect the customer, and they're going to draw this. And effects analysis. So here, effects analysis is the studying of consequence of those failure system. So here you can see there are some matches points are there, failure modes and effects analysis. You can see uh, maybe a product or assembly or part. So step one, you can see the Excel sheet kind of thing. That sheet they are going to fill. Initial development of FEMA. So process step input, potential failure mode, potential failure effect, SEVs, and the potential causes, OCCs, and current control, DNT. And so this is how initial development. After that, improvement activity. What is action is recommended, or representation. So response, what is the response in that? Next, post improvement activity. So once failure is happened, improvement activity is also done, then post improvement activity again it's going to be repeated here. So here there is a 13 column uh, page they are going to draw for failure mode and effect analysis. Okay, here detection and failure mode effects and occurrence. So these are the constraint. You can go through it in external exam also. You can write these failure modes. Okay, like analysis. So when we are going to use this failure mode analysis, when we are going to use that failure mode analysis, when a process, product, service begin design and redesigned for after quality function deployment, when existing process, product, services is being applied a new way before developing a control plans and a new modified process. So when analyze the failure an existing process, the product or service periodically throughout the life, the process or product or services. So there are certain objectives of FEMA. So the objectives of FEMA: anticipate the failure and improvement of the occurrence. So prioritize the failure, attempt the eliminate the causes. So here engineering and techniques used to define and identify, eliminate known and or potential failures, problems, errors which occur in the system, design, process, service to reach they reach the consumer. FEMA is a before event action done when existing system process are changed or redesigned. So there are certain benefits are there. So having the system is reviewing the components. Failure mode ensure that any failure produces minimum damages, determining the effects of the failure on other items, providing input data for exchange studies, then determine the high failure component that adapted by. to high reliability and eliminate the minimal adverse effects and failure generate. So helping to uncover the misjudgment errors, reduce the development time and cost manufacturing. So this is a reliability and failure standard. This unit is covered. This okay. Then we'll quickly move on to next 11th unit, cost of quality. Cost of quality. So in that, what is meant by cost of quality? Uh, Cost of will other another another people they'll say cost of poor quality. If I'm not wrong, if we discussed in cost of quality in first unit itself, the cost of quality, if quality of the product is not up to the mark, that is internal cost. Sorry. So internally or externally, no, they are not maintained. Uh, Okay, so the product is going to be defected. Then the no people they'll go with you know consumer forum and they'll suit a case about the product is not qualitative one. They are not fulfilling that things. If I'm not wrong, I discussed with one of your student the OnePlus mobile. They are going to replace that mobile phone or else they are going to refund that amount once updated OnePlus mobile phone is having that line on the screen, one line on the screen. So they are taking back of the mobile and they are going to repaying the money, how much they paid. It's happened. That's called cost of quality. So here, quality cost accounting system part of the every modern organization. Quality improvement strategies, indeed, quality accounting and reporting part of many quality standards. So the quality cost system helps to management to plan for quality. Manager should keep in mind the quality cost address the half of the quality equation. The quality equation states that the imply development product services futures satisfying the or delight the customer not be doing the wrong things. So here quality cost of quality concept is when it's going to be mm, quality costs are measures that quality categories especially associated with the achievement of non-achievement product service quality, okay, including all product or services requirements established by the company and contract the consumers purchased order and engineering drawing company procedures and operating infrastructure professional industry standards government regulation or any other document or customer needs that can be affect definition of the product service. So here cost of quality, it's not a price of the creating quality products or services. It's the cost of not creating quality product or services. No, here the networking of manufacturing item, that is resting the of assembly and rebuilding of tools, correction correlation of the bank statement, correlation of the bank statement. So these things are types of quality cost. So failure cost, inspection cost, prevention cost, hidden cost. So failure cost means the external failure cost that are internal failure cost already we mentioned. Internal failure cost, okay, internal is nothing but cost related to manufacture or product which meet the quality requirement specification, including the manufacturing losses occurred, scrap, rework, reassembled, and reprocessing the material, review the material, and downgrade the arising due to failure attain the contractual or agreed schedule. So failure means internal failure, that is within the factory. External failure, the cost associated with the defect from after consumer received. Already I given example related to OnePlus phone, which is no returned back. That is called external failure. So this is called product or services. Example is proceeding pro consumer complaint, consumer return. replacement, service or repair, warranty, claim. Okay. Next, inspection cost, that is called aspirational cost. So here, once the product going to be inspected, that is degree of comfortness of quality requirement, that is measuring, evaluating. One second. Class తీసుకుంటారా? Huh? Okay. Like inspection cost, that is cost of inspection, that is measuring, evaluating and auditing, like testing also. In IT companies, they'll go with the QA people, that is called quality assurance cell will be there, department will call as testing, manual testing, automation testing, in that selenium tosca testing. Each and every product in their testers are already there, and in that testing, white box testing, black box testing, all elements are there. So next, prevention cost. Prevention cost means in order to improve the quality, and they'll go with prevention. That's called cost incurred to prevent, that keep failures aspect and minimum. So like in order to reduce the poor qualities, they are going to prevent that. So they'll call prevention cost. Hidden costs. There are some costs are associated with loss of sales, redesigning, making software changes. It's called hidden costs. So these are the major failure related cost. Next, activity-based costing, ABC will call as. ABC, most of the ICWA students, like cost students, they'll study ABC, activity-based costing. So here, ABC means that system focus on performing the procurement of product. So here, the costing is which is cost the first traced and activities that then produce product. The costing system assume the activities responsible for that insurance incurrence of the cost, and the product create the demand for activities. Cost or change to product based individual product line. So here, stage 7. First, there are two primary stages in activity based cost. First, tracking the cost activity, and second, tracking activities to product. So first step is identify the main activities in the organization. For example, material handling, purchase, receipt, dispatch, matching, assembly, and so on. Identify the factors which determine the cost of an activity. These are known as cost driven. Example of number of purchase orders, POs, number of order delivered, number of setups, and so on, and collection the cost of the each activity. So there are unknown or known, not unknown, known cost pools that directly, equivalently, and conceivable cost centers. So final step here is charge support overhead, like usage of their activities expressed in terms of chosen drivers. Like the total cost of the purchase were 2 lakh, and where there were 1,000 purchase order, like chosen cost drivers, products that will be charged rupees 200 per order. Thus, a batch generate three purchases order, like 3 into 200, that's rupees 600, like purchase order overhead. So in the flow of cost assignment in ABC, you can see here resources driver, activity driver, cost per object. So cost per object include all those things. So here, resources means already we discussed about resources, organize their money, category. క్లాస్ తీసుకుంటున్నాను కదా లోపలిపో లోపలిపో. So here, the categories used in performance of the activities, like salaries. You can see here resource development, resource driver. Okay, percentage of put time spent each activity. Next, hour spent on each activity, rent facility cost, equal equipment cost, depreciation, utilities, electrical. So resource resource drivers. These are the resource and resource drivers. And activity. Excuse me. One second. Give me 1 minute of time. Back. Activities. See here, seat consumer offer menu and take your order. And you can see that restaurant having that some activities. So once we enter into a restaurant, they'll have the seat, customer seat, take order like bearer, send order to kitchen, bring food and replay beverages. They'll give you next bill. After that, collect money and give change and clear the table. So there is an activity. Even you can see the activities related to amusement park, like they're into queue entrance to there. They'll have that some process, step by step process. Even activities related to like CT scan, CT scan. So scanning first, they'll take the patient no referral and registration. After registration, they'll allocate the time slot. After allocation of the time slot, before that they'll give instructions, do's and don'ts. And after that, they need to do follow that. No, they need to enter into the particular time and what are the procedure is there. So everything they need to follow. After that, no, they'll instruct you in the during the scanning also. After instruction, scan was done. After that, reports will generate and they'll collect the reports. That is activities based. Next, we'll see this resource receiving department salaries resources. Next, resource drivers percentage of time. Activities here is receive material, unload track, move material, schedule receipt, expedite material, and resolve the vendor errors. So these are the things are there. Next, activity cost drivers. So here, activity cost drivers. There are whenever we can call activities cost activities. These are they'll affect some cost drivers like number of receiving order, receiving department, and purchase order cost, and number of unit, number of setup, amount of labor cost incurred, value of material produced. So inspection. There are n number of things are there. Selection activity cost driven, so degree of correlation, cost measurement, and behavioral effect. And so these are the comes under section of activity cost drivers. Next, types of cost driver. There are structural cost driver, organized cost driver, and cost objects. So now, like structural cost driver. So for here, it's a fundamental choose about the scope of the operational technological employee delivering that product and services customer. Decisions are affecting the structural can be drivers make infrequently and once made. So for Troy, chain in supermarket stores, the following structure is driver. So determine the size of the store. First, they'll see the size and determine the type of construction. They'll see that construction. Determine the kind of technology used in that particular store. So these are the structural cost drivers. Once you want to set up that no retail store, and organized cost drivers. Organized cost driver means performing limited number, authorized employee to make decisions, and deciding the component product to fit, and deciding the manufacturer low product speed, and deciding that recognize the existing equipment. So these are the things. Next, cost objectives. Cost objects means there are some units are there. Based on the unit, cost objects will be there. For example, you can see here, activity, make sales call, activity driver, number of sales call, and cost object is large customer, 1,000, medium size customer, small size customer. So small customer, like based on that, large customers will call as large customer, they'll have 1,000, one is 1 lakh. So medium is for 500, like 50,000. Small, that is 3,500, like small customer, or actually it's 350, not 3,500, 350, like 35,000. So total activity cost is comes under like 1 lakh, 1,85,000, like that will come. Next, trade off between quality and of design and cost. Yes, quality of design. Uh, so here, quality of design is which producer and supplier intended to offer a consumer. When producer is making the quality design of the product, it should be should take into consideration consumer requirement in order to satisfy fitness for use. So here, the quality, you can see that quality cost, quality value, quality cost. Whenever it is creep and graduate, value is also no increase, then only it's idle cost. You can see this graph. So once they reach that quality cost design, okay, then quality cost value. So well, they'll get low quality cost, and they'll get quality. So here, whenever they'll get high quality cost, and usually no, they are not going with that high quality cost and high quality design. So it is overlapped. No, then they can drop off that particular product. So if it is quality, cost, and value is also increase, then they'll that particular product, they'll say is like a luxurious product, like a Skoda, Volvo, Benz cars. They'll have the good quality cost, and at the same time, apart from the quality cost, they'll have the quality value, but price is also very high. And cost of poor quality, cost of poor quality, what happened already we discussed: internal failure, external failure, appraisal failure, and prevention cost. So already we discussed these concepts. So with this, we covered no briefly we covered that 11th unit. Okay, still 10 minutes is there. uh, 1 minute. Page number is 176. Ready to 1 second. Oh my god. Okay, still we are into cost of quality. Still we have to cover two more blocks. Okay. Only 1 day is left. I'll try my level best to cover. Okay. Initial class I went on slowly. That's why I briefly covered these concepts. So 12th unit is quality function deployment. So here, quality function deployment. So so here in that, they'll go with the quality function deployment, market research, basic research, innovations, and concept design, and prototype design, and final product design. So history, you can study here. Once the house of quality, you can see here in that define who is your customer, and make inventory of the customer wishes, and compare your product with performance with that competitive products, and identify the quantify the improvement of the object, translate your customer wishes into quantifiable technical parameters, investigate a relationship between customer wishes and technical parameters, identify interaction between individual technical partners, record unit and measure that. So they determine that target values. Benefits of QFD, like uh, improve the customer satisfaction, reduce that improve no implementation time, and promote teamwork. So here there are procedure. First one is a process. Okay. Product planning, product development, process duration, product planning, and sorry, production planning and service planning. So these are the things. Then house of quality. In that, this is called QFD, quality QFD. Now you can see QFD. You can see there are first item is objective, second one is customer needs, and third one is you can see requirements characteristics verification, and fourth one you can see competitive analysis. Fifth one you can say like competitive analysis, like within us and competitor A and within competitor B. And fifth one is supplier who supply the product. Sixth one is the relationship matrix, and the seventh one is like interaction and leverage consult. Uh, 1 second. Okay, seventh. Oh, my voice is audible. Where it is?
All persons. Sir.
Okay, fine. I got call. Class is good now. Okay, so seventh one is interaction, and finally eight and nine is target and gap analysis. So importance. This is the important factor in one picture QFD. Like already we have seen the customer attributes, and second factor is like now engineering characteristics. Third factor is relationship between all this thing. Fourth thing is technical matrix they'll form, and fifth one is technical correlations, and sixth one is planning matrix. Okay, so here what we need to do in QFT. So quest cooperations like motor or driven chain blades. What how? So what going to be? No, they'll give the points like strong relationship. This is a correlation matrix. Okay, strong relationship 3 points. Medium relations they'll mention triangle. Weak relation they mention square. Okay, so they'll know what how analysis they'll going to do that kind of thing. Similarly, they'll go with the same kind of specification like left side and house of quality. Left side some factors, and top side also they'll going to with some kind of visuals they'll go with, and based on that they'll prepare that. Okay. Next, management and planning tools in QFD. So, alphabet diagram, relationship diagram, hierarchy diagram, matrices table, and process decisions progressive diagram, and analytics hierarchy process. So, blueprinting. So, these are the things are there. Next, we'll move on to fourth unit, but it's very important thing, and like in life, real life also these concepts are very useful. But you can study if I'm covering only in brief, we have no we are having only 7 hours to cover entire no 13 units, 7 to 8 hours hardly. Okay. uh, like you can study, this is very important, Six Sigma practices. I think you know that Six Sigma is almost zero defects. Okay. Concept of Six Sigma is a company's series of the improvement, introductions statistical tool that lead to break down the probability of the quantum of gain in quality. So company is durability. So we'll call as another name for Six Sigma. We'll call as a champion, champion black belt or else green belt Sigma practice. So no, Sigma is like a Greek alphabet letter in used in represent the standard deviation. So Six Sigma is nothing but almost zero defects. loss luggage. Okay. Next, there are certain benefits are there in Six Sigma, like critical to quality, defects, that is failure or delivery, whatever the consumer want, and process capability, variation, and stable operations. Okay, then there are different difference between there are three or four sigma quality level. Like for example, you can see they'll give the table floor space available, spelling, and like what is the 70 misspelled, and that is 31 and 3.5 year per century from a distance from hero to moon. Like some kind of measurement they'll give. Okay, next, Motorola process of Six Sigma development. Also they implement the Six Sigma practices, and there are certain opportunities are there, reducing the manufacturing cost, increasing the production, increasing the production per day, and increasing the sales, reducing the new product development, reducing the delivery days, and eliminate the packaging or labeling errors, creating designing and adequate better consumer, enhancing the buyers, dealers, and user satisfaction, enhancing the repeat sales. Business, and reducing the inventory, thereby reducing the cost. So reducing the variability within that batch production, reducing the rejoins, and reducing the account receivable, increasing the better tender quote acceptance, and reducing the turnaround time per model. So these are the things. So one sigma approach, like sigma level is one. So like defect per million means 10, like almost yield is 30%, two defects, two sigma, like 3 lakhs, that is 69%. Next, three defects, 93%. Four sigma, 99.4 defects, and quality, not defects, quality, you can say. And five, that's 99.98, and six sigma is 3.14. One 10,000 units will take 10,000 units. You will get only three defects. That is called 99.99997. Okay, like only three defects. So there's a calculation part. You can go through it. So DAC model, like define opportunities, analyze opportunities, control performance. DEM AIC, DEM like measurement of performance, like will like advantage are already we discussed: cost reduction, unnecessary cost avoidance, and financial savings, and enhanced customer satisfaction, improved no, quality, and positive growth, and positive impact. So here, specification limit, low LSL, and low USL, like lower control limit and mean target. They'll give. Next, normal distribution, also they discuss normal distribution curve. You can go through it. Standard normal deviation, you can go through it. So properties of normal distribution, you can go through it. Okay, importance also you can go through it, like normal distribution. Because if you keep on giving this, yes, this is very important. Six Sigma training, yes, they'll say belt. Like in karate, belts are there. In Six Sigma also, belts are there. So belt system in Six Sigma. White belt. White belt is the first level of Six Sigma knowledge. Okay, yellow belt. Yellow belt is the professional who vested basics of the Six Sigma methodology, and they'll go with project. They'll go improvement projects. And green belt, third level of belt: white belt, yellow belt, green belt. Green belt is the employs the file of the organization, execute the Six Sigma part of the overall jobs. Next, black belt, a specific Six Sigma term that describes the team leader. We can call as team leader. And master black belt. Master black belt, highest Sigma black ranking and highest qualified Six Sigma practitioner, will call as master black belt. Next, we'll call as champion. Champions Six Sigma promote it throughout it, the organization. That's called champions. There are belt system: white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt champions will call as champion. So next, there are certain benefits of certification, like organizations they'll get certificate, and suppliers they'll get certification, individual customers also they'll get certificate. So these are the very important for your lifetime is life or professional job is concerned. Six Sigma practices, you can go through it. You can go through it. So with this, today I'm going to stop the class. Even I'm not feeling well. I take the class. Okay. So I again tomorrow I'm going to very speedily. I'm going to cover that. You can say 5 units. 5 minutes. I'm going to brief that each unit. If you have any questions, I've written my number. I'll post here. I'll comment here. Okay. So you can feel free to text me in WhatsApp whenever I feel free. Then only you know I can reach you at free time. So I'm returning my WhatsApp number. I'm dropping my WhatsApp number, my number. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to approach me. Okay. Thank you. Over to you.
Sure, sir.
Thank you. Ambedkar team, it's over to you. Thank you.